Alright guys, what's up? Elliott Fitness here, www.drakeelliottfitness.com. And today, what I want to talk about is LISS cardio versus HIIT cardio. You know, which one is best, which one is the best for you, and just some things to remember when considering doing each of them. So, let's get into it. LISS cardio, what that stands for, LISS, is low intensity steady state cardio. What that means, guys, is basically think about when you get on the treadmill, going at a rate of speed that gets you where you're gonna be able to maintain talking to somebody, but you may be a little out of breath when talking to somebody. Not running, not necessarily jogging, or it can be like a slow jog, but generally it's just gonna be general walking, power walking, things like that that's gonna get your heart rate not necessarily to a level of that running fast would. Basically it's just a mild jog or whatever you want to do, a mild jog to or it can be a slow walk, but it's low intensity, as the name states. You're not stressing your body out a whole lot. So what low intensity steady state cardio is good for, yes, it burns less calories than HIIT, but it's anti-stressful cardio. If you're doing this for caloric deficits, this is something that you can add in at the end. It's not gonna totally tire you out. LISS is what I actually use when in a caloric deficit. It takes a little bit longer to do this though. 45 minutes of LISS, you can do 15 minutes of HIIT and be done with it. But in my opinion, LISS is, when you're in a deficit, you don't want to stress out your body too much, and I'd rather just wind down and just do some LISS cardio and just get my deficit that way. Give my body a little time to get some blood in my legs, rather than beating them up. Especially after leg days and things like that. So, LISS cardio is great for what it is, for what it's good for. Steady state, you can use that for your deficit, and you can just wind down doing it, and that's what I do. So, let's talk about HIIT cardio. High intensity interval training is what HIIT stands for. High intensity interval training. So, what that's going to do is going to burn more calories in a shorter period of time than if you were doing LISS. So, in 15 minutes, you can burn like 300 calories or more. Depends on what you do. And HIIT cardio is something where your heart rate is going to be up faster and then it's going to return lower. Or it can stay fast, So, basically, a method you can use is like you can do 45 seconds of balls to the wall running as hard as you can, and then take like 30 seconds and just normally power walk. Or you can do people do 1 minute on, 1 minute off. 1 minute fast as you can go running, elliptical, anything like that, stairmaster, and then 1 minute slow down. So that's what it is, high intensity interval training. You go one portion of it as fast as you can, as much as you can, run as fast as you can, jump as fast as you can, and then you cool down. You have like 30 seconds to cool down, or whatever your cool down time is. So that's what high intensity interval training is. Don't get this confused for high intensity weight training, even though of the afterburn effect. Studies have shown in high intensity interval training that this type of cardio will give you kind of the same result as weight training as far as the afterburn effect and burning more calories after you actually do the exercise, after you actually do the cardio. So just like after you get trained a body part, like you're trying to build some muscle, after you get done training like chest, for example, your body is gonna use energy throughout the entire day to rebuild that muscle. And what they're saying is that HIIT actually has the same effect as lifting weights does in some aspects of using more calories during the day to rebuild yourself back up. So that's another good thing about HIIT. And flat out, HIIT is just, if you don't have a lot of time, it's a good thing to use to burn a whole lot of calories. But you also need to check out, I mean, with any type of cardio, guys, you want to check out your cardiovascular health, because you don't want to be doing something and fall out. There are too many cases of young guys and young athletes in schools just working out, and then out of nowhere they just fall out because they have an enlarged heart and things like that. So I always check with your physician, guys, before you're trying to do a strenuous exercise program. That's just a trainer and me telling you to do that. So there are actually tests that a trainer is supposed to give to you that's gonna see if your heart is okay, and stress tests and things like that, or your trainer should be doing. But yeah, I mean, let's see it. But another thing to consider about HIIT is it's more stressful on your body. You can't unwind doing HIIT because you're running so fast and then stopping and things like that, and it's just gonna tire you out more, and it's just gonna be more stressful on the body. And but if you're able to do that, and you have you want to cut some time in the gym, and you want to burn those calories as fast as you can, or you just love training balls to the wall with cardio, I would suggest HIIT. I have nothing bad to say about HIIT. A lot of people use HIIT, and it all comes down to a caloric deficit if you're going to be using these for that method. Cardio in itself is not going to make you lose weight, but a total caloric deficit will. If you're using these techniques and you're still eating a lot, your weight is going to be what it is. It's going to stay the same or do whatever it's doing because you're just eating too much. So I think that's it about LISS versus HIIT: low intensity steady state cardio and high intensity interval training. So yeah, LISS takes a little bit more time, but I do LISS. And HIIT takes less time, burns more calories, but it's also more stressful on the body. And I just don't like to run. Since my basketball days in middle school, I haven't liked to run, so I'd rather do some hard walking any day, And another thing to say about HIIT, obviously, if you're going longer and you're taking just a longer cardio and things like that, obviously, by my training, and anything, if you know anything about the body, is LISS, it's tending to be towards type 1 muscle fibers, where endurance type things, and HIIT is more like a fast burst type 2. So I guess that's something to keep in mind if you want to get into all of that. But generally, you're talking about calorie burn, and it is what it is on what I've said. So I'm gonna quit rambling, and Drake Elliott Fitness, www.drakeelliottfitness.com, signing out. If you have any questions, email me at drakeelliottfitness@yahoo.com. Alright guys, I guess that's it for today. See you later.